Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. The blogger didn't give his name, but the blogger said that he was a second timer, so probably the second time his hair was done via the stylist. And he said that he didn't have his money. He had to go to the bank after his hair was done, and he went off and never came back. And the stylist is saying that there was a whole lot of product that went into doing his hair. Up to $300 worth was the job, and he was only charged $245. This is a guy who works allegedly for the water authority, and he's saying that he did not get paid, or he was not paid by the employer, so he could not pay her. And I'm saying her, it could be him, but I mean the stylist. Yeah, but the stylist made a good point that she should have known prior to starting on his hair that he didn't have money. And I feel as though before they start the job, they should be paid. Okay, stylists and people doing certain service work in Barbados, before you even start the job, you should make sure that you are paid and the money is good money, because sometimes they pay you and the money is not good money. So you have to make sure that it's not a check, that the money, when you go through the debit or the credit card, it's deposited into your account before you start a job. Now, what he did was he put her in a bracket of slave. That's what he did. If what is written here is the truth, if it's the truth, what he did was he made him, the stylist, his slave. The stylist provided a service, he benefited from it, but the stylist was not paid. Used time, product was not paid. That means slavery. The stylist worked for free. Product that he bought went for naught. It is what I have spoken about, like, since forever, since I started blogging, that you're taking each other back to slavery. And when you're doing it to yourselves, you could as well sit and expect it to come. It's going to come back. If you can do that to yourselves, okay? If you can do that to someone who came out of the same DNA pool, who came out of the same trauma, who came out of the same experience, it's in your DNA. It may have happened to your ancestors, but it's in your DNA. You are repeating a pattern, and because you're not looking at history, you're going to keep on repeating it. You are like the Israelites in the wilderness, moving around in circles, going around in circles. You will be going around in circles for maybe another 1,000 years, maybe for another 1,000 years before you catch a clue, or before it's watered down. Generation, they call it Gen X and Gen Z and all, the millennials. Maybe they are there and acting out the way they are with all the robberies and the crimes and joining gangs. Maybe they're there to jumpstart a new way of you living, because you cannot, as a grown man, sit in someone's chair and have them work on your locks, put all kinds of, oils and shampooing and retwisting and that kind of stuff, and get up and walk away and not pay. You cannot in any kind of, you cannot have a soul. You cannot have a soul. You are still tied to slavery. You're not seeing the chains, but they're there. They're there for you to do something like that. You are still enslaved, okay? For you to put someone else in slavery and not have a care in the world, you are still enslaved. You are doing to yourself what someone did to you. It's all you. It's all you. You should sit now. You should sit now and just wait for them to come back and get you. Just wait for them to come back and get you, because you're doing nothing to unravel the DNA. You're doing nothing to change what happened in the past. In fact, you quite like everything the way it is. Okay, so she has not been paid. She is telling other stylists to be aware of him. This is all alleged. This is something I got in my WhatsApp, and it came from another blogger. You want fact checking? Go and fact check yourselves. Go and fact check yourselves, because you can probably identify to what he did. You could probably identify to what happened to the stylist. Go and fact check yourselves. Okay, this came from another blog. I'm just telling you what is happening, and it happens a lot with people that look like him, places like Barbados. Okay, you are putting each other back into slavery when you rob them. You are putting each other back at yourself when you defraud them. You are putting yourselves back into slavery when you lie, and when you show up, and the intent is to deceive. The intent is not to be honest. The intent is not to move forward in truths. You are putting yourself back into an even deeper form of slavery, because you're still in slavery now. You're still in slavery now because you don't know your past. You don't even know you're repeating things that you did while you were in slavery. You just do not know. You do not even know that you are in a wilderness, moving around in circles. You do not know. You just do not look back at yourselves. You're not studying yourselves. You're not looking in the mirror. You're not looking in the mirror. So if this story about this guy, and she called him a gentleman here, this gentleman, she didn't call him a thief, but she called him a gentleman. The stylist, called the guy that got out of her chair and never showed back up to pay him, a gentleman. So he got up out of his chair, and because I don't know if the stylist is a male or female, but you kind of lean to that it may be a female. You kind of lean that way. But I know that people have said to me that they went to a guy to do their nails, and he's the best in Barbados. That's what they say. He's the best in Barbados. So you never know who's doing what. But yeah, I kind of lean, and I shouldn't do that. But the stylist was not paid. So what he did was he put the stylist into slavery. The stylist became his slave. You have to understand how it starts, even though you may see it as, oh, it's not, and if he pays it back, it's not, and if he pays it back. No, it's what's inside. It's what's inside. There's a soulless demon residing in a lot of people who were part of the transatlantic slave trade and came from that DNA, came from that source, your remnants of that. There is a demon resident in you, but you have to be aware of it and exercise it. No one can do it for you. No one can do it for you. You have to do it for yourselves. Okay? Stop enslaving people. Stop robbing them. Stop robbing yourselves. Your neighbor. You know when it says, love your neighbor as you love yourself? It's love your neighbor because your neighbor is you. Your neighbor, you are dealing with yourselves. Okay? Different aspect, but it's you. It's you. And if you can rob someone, if you can hurt someone, if you can malign someone, you do not love yourself. I don't believe in love. I think you know that by now, but you don't have a clue when you're doing things like that. You do not have a clue. You are in a wilderness. You are in a wilderness, not even knowing that you're dealing with yourselves. That's it for this one. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.